Am I wearing orange because I'm playing as the Netherlands, or is it because it's one of the 3 shirts I actually own? And what do cannibals have in common with the Dutch? Well, today you'll find all of that and more in this awesome playing tall Netherlands campaign. I know what you're thinking. Did Ludi choose to play as the Dutch simply because they are the tallest people in the world, or does this nation actually got some new playing tall content? It's the second one, okay? We have to become an independent nation. We start off as a junior partner of the Crown of Burgundy alongside the Flemish and Brabant. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of getting independence from December 11th, 1444, and we're gonna do that in today's video as well for 2 reasons. First off, the sooner you get the independence and you grab a few provinces in the independence war, the faster your aggressive expansions are gonna go down, and then you can grab more provinces once it is down enough. Second issue is, I know a lot of people think that, oh, you're gonna have a 555, you can just abuse the 555, you don't need to become independent. Homie, if I really wanted to, I could alt F4 until I get a 666, okay? So the mana points from Philip, it's really irrelevant in my opinion, compared to the fact that you can start growing and basically getting all of the Dutch provinces really fast in the campaign by getting your independence from day one. Another reason is because going at it from day one, you're gonna get a lot of nations to help you out. Like, look at this. Austria wants to support our independence. Castile wants to. I'm gonna go ahead and assume France would. If I improve relations and I send a scornful insult to their rivals, they would. I'm guessing the English would too. Thing is, we also don't want to ask too many nations for support independence, because then the Burgundians are just gonna actually give us the independence, and that's gonna be an issue because we want the independence war to happen. So the Austrians, the French, whoever does all the work for us, and we just grab the provinces and don't need to really be even fighting this war. Let's go ahead and do our estates first and foremost though. Summon the diet and go for whichever agenda best suits us. Of course, that's going to be the independence one. We're also going to give the +1 mana privileges for all 3 of the estates, and just overall going to do a very standard estate. Link to my estate video in the description below if you're interested in what I mean by that. Patronage of the arts is one of my favorites because you get that extra juicy prestige from it. We're also going to get 1 stability because we start with enough mana points to get 1 stability, and then after we get the advisor cost reduction privileges too, since we can afford to get advisors from day one as the Dutch. And we also need to get our free company, so we do our initial mission. Now the Dutch have a brand new mission tree now. Our mission tree is going to expand considerably once we form the Netherlands, but we're quite a little bit far away from that. The initial phase of the mission tree is pretty small, and it revolves around unifying the lowlands into the Netherlands. I'm gonna go ahead and send a scornful insult to Burgundy just so I get bad relations with them. We also can do this particular mission that's gonna offer us permanent claims on basically the entirety of the Dutch lands. Plus, we will not take a stability hit when we do declare our independence war against the Burgundian crown. Make sure we also have our troops in the province of Amsterdam, otherwise we're going to get our units wiped out when this war starts, because the first thing Burgundy always does is start sieging down Den Haag. And yes, we got a brand new monument here as well, which offers trade company investment costs globally, trade steering, inflation reduction, and a few other goodies over here. So suffice to say, we are going to be an awesome playing tall / trade empire, almost on par with our Venetian run. Link to that in the description as well. And also guys, big thank you for all the support and for subscribing to the channel. I never imagined I'd get to 200,000 subs, and it means the world to me that you guys stuck around with the channel and, you know, and actually thought that I'm gonna give you back the wallets. That's right, I lied to everybody. I got 200,000 subs. Now I'm taking all the wallets and I'm running away. No one's seeing your wallets back, okay? There, that's the truth. You got scamoozled. Let me also make sure that I have these areas set as a vital interest area, so that just in case France, Austria, Castile, or whoever is going to be in my war takes these provinces, they will likely return them to me as well. Okay, we waited for 1 day before we can declare independence, so we can ask for support independence from the French. This way, within a day, the Burgundians are less likely to actually give us that independence without us having to fight for it. So now we got the biggest nations within Europe actually helping us in our independence war. Why did I take stability hit, man? Can someone actually explain to me why the... Okay, that is not bad. 454 is way better than I expected it. Of course, I totally would not have alt F4 if it was worse than that. Clearly, I would never do such a thing, right? Nobody ever does when they're recording these videos, ever in the history of... No, we all do it. We all do it. Thank God for the fort in Den Haag, or we would be schnappeldude right now. Let's get defensive edict in there and just Chilius Maximus, I guess. Look at all of Europe going ahead and helping me out against these vile Burgundian heretics. The cool part, guys, is that we can form Netherlands a lot faster now. Once we done the Gemeente mission, we can form it without needing to get admin tech 10. So I'm gonna try and speed run the formation of the Dutch nation. Of course, you know me, And of course, this save is going to be available to all my patrons and channel members as a thank you for all the support you've been offering me over the years. If anybody else wants to get the save, I will be making it available to everyone else in a month's time on my Discord, so we still have that little bit of priority for the patrons, but also give it to the entire community. All you gotta do is just click that button and join the Discord, read the rules, and that's pretty much it. Our very first battle, courtesy of the French. I'm actually going to sally out so we can actually win this battle. Come on, give me some good dice rolls, please. Thank you very much. Oh, there you go. They got a 0 dice roll, so we won that. Juicy. Luckily, the French assigned Jean Bourreau to this army, which has also attached itself to our army, so we've got likely one of the best generals within Western Europe at this particular time period. I think we could probably piece out Brittany. I'm gonna go for the war reps, so I get that directly for myself. Only 14 ducats if I was to do this, though, and I think we will do that because I'd like Brittany not to get eaten up just yet. We don't want to make the French so strong from day one, do we now? Also, I'm using the release version, so I'm curious if this is a bug, because I got one stability hit when I declared independence. It's not supposed to get any stability hit as far as I understand from the mission, right? So in my opinion, if you guys are going to follow along with what I'm doing, instead of clicking this before you get your independence, click it after so that you get that one general for free instead. I'm also going to get the doctrine right now, since it is significantly cheaper getting it when our fleet is pretty small than it is when we start building up our fleet. The unique Dutch doctrine allows us to both get ship trade power and extra colonial range, which is going to allow us to be a competitor in the colonial game earlier than we would otherwise be able to. So I've got a pretty hefty amount of war score. We don't really need to get it to 100% because we want to have these 5 provinces. We're taking all of Flanders because it's actually a less aggressive expansion since Flanders is not within the HRE. We're taking the northern bits of Brabant because we need it for that mission that lowers our AE by 10%, and we're also giving independence to Brabant so that in the next war we're going to fight just Brabant, not have to fight Burgundy also just to get these 2 provinces. Problem is, however, that I'm not able to get much gold. There you go. I can only take 5 ducats, but you know what? That's more than 0 ducats if you ask me. I'm going to wait until the 30th of December before I do peace out, because look at the amount of coalition we have. Remember that we're going to get -10, so technically only the nations that have above 60 aggressive expansion would join a potential coalition. So if we wait for the 30th and then after 2 days it's going to lower a little bit again, and we can also get for innovativeness by being the first to adopt Diplotech. All right, I paused about the right time. Let's go ahead and see. Can we get more money now? We can take a little bit more money. 7 ducats. Here goes nothing, boys. Hopefully that mission actually works and it's not actually broken. Woo! All right, let's check the coalition map mode. Now click this. 10 aggressive expansion. Boom. Okay, we gain 1 of that. We got 20 legitimacy. Let's check the coalition. Oh, yes. Oh my god, look at that. So much less nations in the potential coalition now. In order to make it so that I don't get completely screwed over, I'm actually going to be attacking some of these nations to get a truce with them. Even if I'm not taking stuff right now, I'm going to attack just to get a truce with them. And I'm talking about Utrecht, of course, which is the easiest out of all these targets here. We can even co-belligerate Oldenburg, so let's go ahead with that war. And we're also going to assign the new general we got in charge of our army. That means potentially we would get in a coalition Frisia, Utrecht, Frisia, Gelre, Berg, Köln, and Trier, but I don't think they're going to actually do anything because we're still allied to the 3 greatest powers in Europe for the time being. Also make sure we core up everything. To do the next mission, we need 1 more province in here, and for this one we need to have all the Frisian provinces, so that's going to take a little bit of time. To actually help me out with the lowering aggressive expansion, I'm going to be improving relations with everybody around. Having higher relations means that you get your AE decay a little bit faster, so you always want to improve relations when you're not doing anything with your diplomats, especially if you want to not have to get coalitions triggering. Aber ohne Stacken va Penicorum, and we also start getting the Coalitionum, not surprised, the Frisia Dortmund, the first of quite a few that will likely be joining against us. I genuinely think of this war with Oldenburg and Utrecht like my chill time right now. We're not really doing nothing. We wiped out their armies. They actually still have 3,000 in the south, but they cannot even siege this fort down. So after we finish sieging Oldenburg, we piece them out. We wipe that army as well. But the point is that we're gonna need to wait for a while anyway until we actually get rid of this coalition. So once this war is done, we're gonna white peace them, get a 5 years truce, and then attack Gelre, which is the nation that we actually will be annexing or vassalizing, because by that point we're gonna have enough lowered aggressive expansion to do so. Very important for the peace deal here, we're not canceling any of their alliances. We will cancel some of their rivalries if we can, because that's going to give us some prestige, but we're not canceling alliances because we don't want them to get completely wiped out by their neighbors, since we are asking them to give us trade power right now and war reparations. It took a mere 1,100 days days to take over Utrecht. So, yeah, not that long when you really think about it, right? All right, so we're going to do this peace deal here, and what we're going to mainly be going for is we're going to be taking trade power, war reparations, money, and this is going to give us a truce until 1463, which means in 1463 we have to be ready to attack them again, since Utrecht is one of the nations that we need to fully annex or vassalize in order to form the Netherlands a little bit faster. That being said, our coalition is significantly smaller now as well, since we've been improving relations with everyone, and we're going to continue to do so until the coalition is no more. We also can get some rivals now, so let's go with Brabant, obviously Utrecht, which we just attacked, and of course Gelre, basically the three Dutch nations we have a main interest in. I probably should have added Friesland now that I think about it. That was a little bit of a mistake on my side, but we also went up to 17% crown lands already because of the lands we took from the independence war against Burgundy. We can pay off that one loan. We can assign these units over to protect trade in our main node whilst we're at peace, and we can just chill with our troops in Amsterdam for the time being, I guess. Whilst at the same time recruit more barks. We want to have as many barks as we can and then some. I'd like to have at least 30 barks as it stands. Plus we will also be using the protect trade edict. I should have done this a while back, actually. I kind of forgot about it. Also within the province of Flanders, we're actually gaining renaissance a lot faster. It's one of the few unique provinces like Tuscany, Flanders, and Venice, the only three actually, in which renaissance spreads at a much higher pace. So by taking Flanders in the war, we also ensured that we're going to be one of the first nations to actually be able to adopt renaissance. Because enough nations left the coalition, everybody else decided to also leave. Unfortunately for us though, Gelre and Friesland both attacked Utrecht, so I'm kind of worried that they're going to fully annex them, and then I only have to deal with these two. There's pros and cons. Pro is that I get less aggressive expansion with another nation, right? Ironic, but one of our former coalition enemies is now our ally. I've allied Trier, and I'm going to ally Köln as well, because these two are really good buffer nations. A lot of the times what happens is Köln and Trier eat up everybody by the border with me, and me having an alliance with these nations means I get less aggressive expansion with them as I am expanding in the Dutch land. For that matter, it's pretty much the same situation with Munster. You know, I actually just realized there's a chance the Emperor is going to ask them to return provinces, and then I can just attack Utrecht again and just vassalize them, because they would be only one province minor instead of two provinces. Let's just hope that Friesland's a good little schnappeldupe and he actually does do what the Emperor asks him to do. I believe aggressive expansion is lowered enough to the point where I am comfortable with actually attacking them. Before doing so, I'm going to ally as many HRE nations as I'm possibly able to ally to, again, get less aggressive expansion with all of these bad boys. Not to worry, we can cancel the alliance afterwards with them. Just a few allies to go along. It's not that many. Come on, guys. Whoever said that's many allies, you clearly don't know anything about the HRE. Oh, just in time. I did need me some admin points. Thank you very much. Hold up a second. What is this? I'm not sure how exactly we're able to do this, but I don't care, because we're able to get some permanent claims, mercantilism, and a few other things on Lubeck area. So sure, whatever. To do this mission, we need to own... Oh, we need to have relations with the Danes. Okay. Or own the province of Sheeland. I don't mind owning the province of Sheeland, to be honest. I'm obviously going to vassalize Gelre because it's quite a lot of development. They got like 30 development in two provinces from the beginning, or 29 or something. That's quite a lot. They canceled some rivals as well, and coalition is really not that bad when you think about it. Plus, now with Gelre under our control, we just need the city of Antwerpen, all of Friesland and East Frisia, and then we can form the Netherlands. Because we can form the Netherlands even if we have these provinces as vassals. We don't need to directly own them. Only province we do need to directly own, I think, is Antwerpen, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. No, we don't. Even Antwerpen can be a part of our vassal. Okay, cool. So we just vassalize Friesland, East Frisia, and then I would kind of still like to take Antwerpen directly because it's a really good city to have, and we can spawn in here a faceting since it is a glass producing province. Go ahead and fight some rebels, which also means we now have over 20% crownland, so we don't need to stress about gaining autonomy anymore. These guys are going to be a tiny bit disloyal, so we are just going to be improving relations with them, nothing else. And speaking of, let's improve relations with the rest of the nations that would potentially join a coalition against us, or get a truce with them by temporarily allying them and then canceling the alliance. Okie dokes, boys. Obviously, we're going to go for trade ideas as our first idea set. We also want to mix this in with aristocratic later down the line. We're getting trade this early because we can use the extra merchants to filter in more trade for our English channel node, which we have 33% of right now, but we're going to get significantly more once we start building up more of these beautiful ships over here, and once we get our flagship as well. Also a little bit surprised that Friesland's attacked Brabant. I mean, what? Friesland's got some massive balls. bowls. I'm talking they got bowls of steel. Holy schnapps. They saw an opportunity and they're definitely going for it. It's a little bit scary though, because I wanted to attack Antwerpen because they got like basically no alliance, just bird. So let's see how this deal is going to play out. Hopefully they don't actually vassalize Brabant. That would be the worst situation. Okay, now that's just disgusting. Really just disgusting. Are you kidding me right now, Friesland? Dude, can I even form a coalition against these bastards? I cannot. What's their aggressive expansion? I cannot believe they got so little aggressive expansion. Oh, I get it. I get it. They got the same mission tree, so they use the mission to lower aggressive expansion, I guess. All of the Dutch nations have the same mission, essentially. All right, well, in that case, it's time for me to act because I'm not happy with the situation. Friesland's gonna have to give way to some of these provinces, and by give way, I mean we're gonna have to get rid of Friesland. Your reign of terror is about to finish, Friesland. It's over for you. I've allied everything that moves, and I'm calling half of those people in on my side because we gonna take you down. We gonna real take you down, Friesland. A little bit of a sneaky breaky, which is a combination of a breaky with the sneaky. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I play way too much Tarkov, I guess. And let's also make sure we wipe out their fleet, so we have a naval hegemony over there. Hopefully, Munster is gonna take care of our problems in Brunswick. Piece them out. How many units does Sweden have? 15, and with an extra 20,000 in manpower reserve. Sweden might be the actual problem in this war because they are in this war. So I expect this to be a little bit of a protracted war, but that's not the worst thing because we do have, you know, quite a little bit of high aggressive expansion still. So we want to wait for a little bit longer before we piece anybody out here. Let's not forget we got 39 with the English, so at least 2-3 years we need before we can even consider a peace deal. We've had these Utrechian separatists here for a couple of years now. I think it's like 5 years, and then after they can get their independence. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is 5 years. So I'll try and see if we can attempt not to kill them off. Mainz is kind of doing that, but they're not getting too much luck with the siege. I've attached most of my alliance armies to my armies, so we're sieging down the enemy provinces and we're chasing down the Swedes and everybody to keep them away from these lands in the small hope that we're actually going to get Utrecht to break away from Friesland. That would be the most optimal situation. Then I could actually vassalize Friesland and use the cores they have on these provinces, right? Also, Liège ate Brussels. So yeah, god dang it, man, they unconditionally surrendered. Oh, dude, I was so close to getting some money from the Swedes. Well, whatever the case, let's see, we can get this. Oh my god, that is a proper coalition right there, a proper one. But take note, it's not so bad considering we're taking like 50 development for ourselves here, and then we're also liberating Utrecht because the rebels failed. They couldn't enforce their demands. It's fine. All right, that means we can do another mission here. Our Flemish brethren, that is going to give us two options. We can either turn Antwerp and Dutch and get some trade power modifier, or we can get all Flemish provinces to lose 15 separatism. That means no separatism whatsoever almost. Okay, that's actually not so bad to be honest. But then again, do I care about Flemish people? No, let's make them all Dutch. Hey boy! Let's see what the AE map mode looks like. That is not pretty. That is actually not pretty. Holy shit, I need my alliance with these guys. Most likely the English and the Burgundians are going to join the coalition. Let's see. Not yet a guarantee that that's going to happen. I'm going to get another couple of temporary alliances with nations that have like a little bit over 50, and then I'm going to cancel the alliance just to get that truce so they cannot join in against me. I'm mentioning all these small little things because I know people are going to be like, how did you manage to get all this stuff with very little aggressive expansion? Well, I'm using all of these little tricks. The ruler of Scotland died without an heir, and unless we contest it, it's going to become a union under French. No, I am not gonna fight the French for Scotland. We're back on track. We're covering up with the Diplo points that we wasted. We still have a few extra Diplo relations we don't need, so we're gonna get rid of them as we progress in the campaign. However, I'm behind with my Diplo tech right now because of that, so I'm gonna cancel trade ideas. Instead, I'm gonna go for aristocratic ideas because we can already get 2 of these ideas enacted since we have so many extra military mana and we're ahead of tech with that. So we can do trade ideas as our second idea set. This would have been the combination anyway, trade aristocratic, that we would have started it with. Alright boys, step 1 has been achieved. We've got faceting in Antwerpen. Step 2 is to mine these gems on another planet, okay? So we're gonna build some spaceships, not just any spaceships, some Indiaman Dutch spaceships, mine the shit out of those gems, then use that to restore the Roman Empire with a little bit of a hint of Dutch spice, okay? This is a different type of Roman Empire. Question is, who's on board? Service guarantees citizenship. Yep, I'm actually watching Starship Troopers on my second monitor, Kev. I haven't watched it since it came out, so I was kind of like, I felt like killing some bugs, which is why I'm probably going to play some Starship Troopers game after this, now that I think about it. Big Sag because the Burgundian inheritance just happened and Brittany got it, which means either they're going to become independent or they're going to be eaten up by the French. That's not great. I was hoping they would go under the Austrians because Austria doesn't have any PUs right now. And honestly, I don't know what the hell they've been doing. Bohemia managed to get Hungary as a junior partner. What? Okay. Well, yeah, Austria as an ally is not really the greatest. So yeah, Austria needs to get a little bit stronger if I'm going to be able to use them in my future wars, right? Surprisingly, the French did not enforce their war on the Burgundians, and the Austrians managed to get them to release parts of Burgundy, which are now independent nations, a part of the HRE, meaning we've got a little bit more of a buffer between us and the French, so it's going to take a little bit longer before they actually want to start munching into us. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to improve relations with the English, because I can get above 50 relations with them, since they got 29 aggressive expansion with me now, so then I can get them out of the coalition, which means the coalition is going to dissipate, since they're the only nation that's left in the coalition that's pretty sizable. This just keeps getting more cursed and cursed. Brittany, my rival, just inherited Burgundy now. I was so sure that they were going to lose that, but no, they inherited that, and they're allied to the French, and I'm assuming everybody else that's in the coalition is going to leave the coalition as well soon now. Maybe after I allied them. Yep, as soon as I allied them, everybody left the coalition. That is perfect. That is actually perfect right there. There you go. No more nations in the coalition. And we also have very low aggressive expansion now, considering everything, so we can attack East Frisia, take East Frisia, then we just need Utrecht when the truce is over with them. In order to get ready for this war, since it's going to be a little bit bigger, we're going to be selling some of our crownlands, and we can also use a little bit of that to upgrade the Amsterdam house, or Bourse, or whatever it's called. There you go. That means we also upgrade our marketplace to a stock exchange, or whatever the next one is called. And we've also been improving relations with our allies, because I'm going to be asking them to prepare for war. That means in exchange for a little bit of favors, they're going to be helping me in my war. There you go. Cologne and Munster both will help. This is also a good opportunity for me to do this mission here, support the bulk trade. I need to have 15% or more trade power in Lubeck, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get that just not even from assigning my ship, just from getting it from Bremen, Lubeck, in this peace deal at least. Oh, that's not good. That's not really not good. Let's not lose all of our ships, please. Okay, and let's piece these guys out. Classic, Decius, Maximus, Delius. We're gonna prioritize canceling alliances for these guys as well, rather than gold, and Buyashnokidons. Now the last remaining holdout is Lubeck. This one's pretty much done here, and let's see, can we give all of this to Köln? We can actually. We just need to wait for them to accept, which is gonna be in 1 month actually. And there you have it. No more Berg, no more annoying little Schnappeldupe that hates me. We only have lovely loyal Schnappeldups around us. Let's go ahead and get a classic light ship flagship with the extra trade power per ship and fleet movement speed, and privateer efficiency. My personal favorites. And also let's spam as many extra light ships as we can, since we lost some against the Lubeckian fleet. I was right. We did get support the bulk trade. Hell yeah. And we got 53 ducats as well. Not too much, but not too bad also. So now we got some permanent claims around the Baltic area whenever we want to expand there. Let's check Gotland. Oh no, they're allied to Poland. I was actually going to attack them if they had weak alliances. Oh well, it'd be what it'd be. Let's check for the next missions what we need as well. So for the Sound Toll, we got to either get relations or the province itself. We need also a little bit more trade power, so we can get that from assigning ships afterwards. That's going to give us trade efficiency plus 10% until the end of the Age of Reformation. That is great. This right here, guys, is the exact bonus of improving relations. Basically, nobody cares about me taking this, and I still have low enough aggressive expansion that I can fully annex Utrecht or vassalize them at worst case whenever the truce is over with them in 1 year. That was spot on with that assessment. Look at that. We only get like 5-6 nations in the coalition now after we fully annex Utrecht, and we're giving Dortmund to Munster, which is again a good thing, because otherwise Dortmund is just going to be an annoying Schnappeldupe there. That means, boys, we can do Frisian Freedom, Boom Shakalaka, and we can also do Gemente André, which means we can now form the Netherlands without needing to have admin tech hand. So to form the Netherlands, we just need to core up Utrecht. Once that's finished coring, we can actually form the nation. Awesome. And check it out, almost no AE, to the point where we can definitely start munching into the south after we've formed the Netherlands. Now we also got the permanent claims on Hainaut as well as Liège and Luxembourg. So honestly, Luxembourg's probably going to be my first target, since they're super easy and with only Cleve as an ally. The fact that we can form in 14 1484, the Netherlands now, without any sort of a coalition and almost no aggressive expansion, is just insane, my dude. That does mean that we will be leaving the Holy Roman Empire, so we will not be able to expand anymore around here unless we are an elector when we click that button. So we've done a quick cheeky war against Liège. We're taking Brussels and Lune, which is the only two provinces we care about since they are a part of our trade node. Liège itself is a part of Champagne, so we don't really care about it too much, and considering how much aggressive expansion it implies, it's better to just not give it too much thought, right? Now that that's done, it's going to be a little bit of a coalition. However, I do not care too much. The nations that would join a coalition are very few, and they wouldn't really be able to do much against me. Before we core this up, of course, we're going to be forming the Dutch nation, Booyah Shinoki Dorks. It's also asked for contribution from the estate, and most importantly, look at that, we can get a ton of new missions. Now, this is actually freaking massive. This is one of the biggest mission trees and the juiciest ones, because the amount of modifiers and flavor you get from this is just actually freaking insane. The best part is you can do this in the first 40 years, which is huge considering this is the highest aggressive expansion area in the game. Now we can do this mission here, of course, which is going to give us 30 years or 20 years admin advisor reduction and one extra possible advisor. Plus we can also do supremacy in the channel that gives us some diplo points and an extra trader that's cheaper. We also can get a restoration of union on the British or the English crown, which eventually will lead to us being able to create a brand new nation by merging the Netherlands with the English. Now the majority of these missions here do revolve around giving us playing toll bonuses by increasing the productivity and the power of our provinces, and just unique modifier for our provinces too. Then as we scroll down here, we get even more juicy missions. So for example, this one will give us a university in our most developed province. Then we get another university here in Den Haag. So if we make sure Den Haag is not the most developed province, we can essentially get 2 universities in the 1480s, which is huge. And the bottom part of the mission tree revolves around colonization. So once we have either unlocked colonial ventures idea or embraced colonialism, we'll get colonial range plus 25, add that up with the naval doctrine that we get and a few other things, and we can essentially colonize the new world without even having colonies in Africa. We can straight up go to the new world directly with our very first colony almost. And then there's a lot of other missions here that revolve around colonization, with the Dutch East Indies being one of the main narrative, alongside Batavia, which allow us to construct the VOC Indiaman ships in Calapa, which is one of the provinces in Batavia. We get stuff like trade company, governing cost reduction, tons of permanent claims all around Asia and other parts of the world. And we even are able to get a secondary golden age. Even we can upgrade some of our privileges. So the free enterprise privilege is going to give an extra burger loyalty modifier and trade efficiency plus 10% till the end of the game. There's so many awesome flavorful missions for this nation that it honestly is slowly becoming my favorite nation alongside the Venetian one. Here we just developed a few of our provinces. That means we can do land reclamation, which is going to give us a 5 development distributed, plus every province that meets the requirements will also get construction costs and production efficiency for 20 years bonuses. So I'm going to develop every single province I have here in order to make sure that all the provinces get that bonus. There you go. That is 11 provinces. Wait, this one doesn't, oh, it doesn't have a port. That's why. Okay, we need to build a port. It's fine though. It's fine. Let's just go ahead with this. I don't mind one province less. It's okay. Now next up, we need to get our provinces to give us 25 units of cloth, which means we need to do a little bit more developing in cloth provinces, which is going to lead down to the dye works, or dyke works better yet, which is going to give the project and Dutch polders gives an extra 5% goods produced and provincial trade power plus 20%. That is pretty good. And then we can get until the end of the game for every province in the lowlands that we currently own or in the future will own, construction costs, goods produced plus 10%, and province governing costs. Oh my god, that is freaking huge. That means we're going to get so much money just from developing provinces. By getting enough ships, we can also do yet another mission that gives some bonuses for our navy and leads down to us getting the regiment of Marines, give national sailor modifier and force limit for Marines plus 20%, plus we get the Black Devils privilege that offers land fire damage increase, shock damage received decrease for the Marines as well, making them super strong, way stronger than our regular units. Oh, hold up a second. When did Liège get conquered by Hainaut? I didn't even notice that. Wait, what? France is friendly towards me? Okay, we might be able to switch from the English to the French alliance, and then we can attack the English afterwards, I guess. guess, right? Since that's definitely on the table. So because I've been improving relations continuously with everyone, no one even has joined into a coalition despite me having a possible coalition. Still didn't happen, which goes to show that using your diplomats continuously is the most important thing in this game, especially when you're playing in the lowlands. Also, seeing as now we formed the Netherlands, I'm gonna start using this particular feature, the expand infrastructure, so much. I'm gonna expand infrastructure in every province a buttload. Look at that. By expanding it once in our capital, we went down to 15 mana points per dev click. And that's without even getting the encouraged development edict. So with that, it's gonna be way lower, and we haven't even unlocked the playing toll ideas, and we already can do that as the Dutch in 1490. That is just insane, honestly. We're also gonna make it so that our temples give extra tax and local unrest because we've built up temples in every single province. We're in the process of doing the same with the workshops. We're gonna do the same with the barracks and pretty much every single other building that we have. This one here, the marketplace, is not gonna make that much of a difference in these provinces. We only want to keep it in provinces in which it actually does give a higher amount of trade power. So instead of wasting that particular building slot on marketplaces, we're gonna use it for something else like a shipyard to get more ships done, or an extra manufactory or something of the sort. All right, we can also choose what type of a country we can be, either a republic or we can become a monarchy with the special stadtholder monarchy that is available to the Dutch. Same goes for the republic. It's the Dutch Republic, not just any type of republic. So we get extra trade efficiency if we go for the Dutch Republic, alongside the ability to recruit the India man ship, unique ships for the Dutch that are insanely powerful. We'll see in a second what I'm talking about. Actually, I'm gonna go for the monarchy because we do get the India man. We have the trade efficiency. We got no stability loss on monarch death as the monarchy. Plus, we can get the PUs that we want, and we got the parliament available as well, which is just freaking huge in my opinion. I mean, it actually is huge. So now let's start slowly replacing all of our ships with the India man. We're just compensating and just building maximum amount of India men that we can, alongside whatever light ships we might have built right now, because I will likely go to say 100 force limit now and then improve and get more and more force limit as I go in the campaign, because trade ships is how this nation is going to get super powerful. Oh my god, look at that. 363. Holy mother. Okay. All right, now we got the status versus oranges, so we can do this. Oranges candidates during election will have +1 on all ruler stats, and we get the oranges privilege, which allows us to overthrow any status stat holder through a decision, or we can go for the status election candidates, which will gain 5 loyalty for all the estates. No, I'm gonna go for the oranges. I think oranges is the best because I like oranges, so as such it makes sense. So statist and oranges is right over here. Oranges gives land force limit +25 legitimacy, stability cost modifier, whilst the status give trade efficiency and naval force limit. So of course the oranges are way better. I also should probably accept these bad boys. Can also do the Low Countries University, and hold up a second, which one is my highest development province? I want to get it in Amsterdam, so let's develop Amsterdam a little bit more. Make sure it's more than Den Haag. Yeah, it should be a little bit more than Den Haag now. Boom. That means we should have gotten a university in Amsterdam, and we do have it. Oh my god, we have this like literally 120 years earlier than we would normally be able to get this. Now we got to get to 30 dev in Den Haag and innovativeness at least 50, so we're actually really close to that. Let's go ahead and dev the schnapps out of this province, shall we? We're at 48.8 innovativeness, so we just need to take up once or get one of our ideas, and that's it. Also going to be selling some of this and seizing Crownlands so I can upgrade my pauldrons, or maybe we can upgrade this actually first. Yeah, we can also upgrade our marketplace to a stock exchange by doing so. Wait, no, it's a trade depot already. Wait, does that mean we upgraded to a stock exchange? Oh, it does mean, I think so. That sounds pretty cool to me. I'm going to do it, whatever the case. Also going to invest a little bit of my manpower because I'm not going to be going to war for a while, so it's fine. Even some of the money I can invest as well. Why was I saying the Dutch India men are really powerful? It's because these are light ships, but they can transport units, so we don't need to build separate transports anymore, ever. Plus, they have extra ship cannons and ship trade power plus 20%. With all the other trade power bonuses that we have, that means that we quite literally have the strongest trade navies by far in the game. Better than Venice, better than any other nation out there, which is why the Dutch are the ultimate richest nation if you really want to play as them. And especially if you go colonial and you filter all of that colonial money into the English channel, oh my god, the amount of money you're going to be getting. Holy shit, man. 13 mana to develop this. Yeah, don't mind if I do, actually. And by upgrading this to a world port, it's going to be even cheaper to upgrade this now, or to develop this better yet now. Okay, since we've done our agenda, we also can do reorganization of the clergy now, which means we gained 100 admin points and some loyalty for them as well. To proceed down here, we can do the next mission once we have a theologian with 3 skill skill. So we're gonna have to re-roll until we get a theologian. This guy is level 1. We're gonna have to upgrade him a couple of times, I guess. There we go. That means we got this mission done as well, and we gained 1 innovativeness from that. To get influx of migrants, we need to have 35 development in every single province in the Netherlands. That is gonna give us 10 development distributed, 1.5 innovativeness, and enforced interfaith dialogue privilege will no longer give a malice or a clergy loyalty on clergy loyalty. Oh my dude. And you want to see the best part, in my opinion? Look at this. If we do fixed garrison mission, which requires that we have 7 fortifications within the Low Countries, then we get 5% dev cost reduction for every province in the Low Countries that has a fort, 10% production efficiency, and 10% fort defense, and that doubles if we go defensive ideas. We will be going defensive ideas because that's the meta for playing toll. Let's face it, the meta essentially is you go defensive ideas with economic, and that gives you dev cost and primary culture minus 10% alongside the 10% we get from infrastructure and the 5% we get from plutocratic, with also having aristocratic. So then we get an extra 10% dev cost reduction from having forts in every province in the lowlands and 20% production efficiency. So it is just actually disgusting, man. It is freaking disgusting. Of course I'm gonna build a fort in every single province in the lowlands actually now. And like I was saying earlier, we're gonna get 1 university in Den Haag as well, alongside the university that we already have in Amsterdam. So we already have 2 universities 100 years earlier. We've gotten some relations with the Danes, so by ending the sound toll now, we get 70 trade power in the Lubeck node without having to do anything. We just need to get 125 relations with them for that 70 trade power, which is actually huge, because now look at that. We went up to 31% trade power here with a total of 301 from just having 125 relations with the Danes. Did I say Lubeck? I meant the Danes, not Lubeck. Seeing all these buildings being built, all these troops getting recruited, kind of reminds me of the scene from The Lord of the Rings where Isengard starts industrializing and just destroying the forest of Fangorn in the name of industry. Does this mean I'm the baddie? Goes without saying, you need to have at least 1 shipyard in every single province, which means have 1 shipyard in every single province, because you cannot have 2, right? Let's also go ahead and get that juicy cloth production upgraded so we can actually get the next mission done. Look at that 8th development. The ability to play toll as this nation is just insane. Okay, I think we got the mission. Yes, we did. As a consequence, all provinces that are Flemish in the Low Countries will get either 20 or 30% trade value for 15 years as long as they produce cloth. Oh, actually, I'm upgrading the Dutch polders. My bad. I thought I was doing the other one. There you go. We reached 100 total income, and we've just started snowballing. We have the highest total income in the world, higher than the Ottomans and the Venetians. So, despite having like, what, 12 provinces or something, we've got more income than the freaking Ottomans have, which are the biggest empire in our game. That's wild. Shippy yard. Okie doke, so we've gotten the fortifications, which means from now on, every province in the Low Countries will be giving us the dev cost reduction, production efficiency, fort defense bonuses, and they're going to be doubled once we get the defensive ideas. It's not going to be the next idea, though. The next idea, I'm going to be going for colonialism, of course. So the next idea, I guess it would be defensiveness. From now on, patronage of the arts is going to give double the prestige and no longer have a tax modifier malice. Plus, we get 50 colonialism in Den Haag. And we can do Dutch Baroque agriculture, which gives this Chad Lord here 75% cheaper. So we're going to obviously replace them. Plus, from now on, artist advisors give minus 2.5 construction costs per level. So a level 5 artist, which we actually already have, because this guy is level 5 and it only costs 6 ducats. But yeah, we're going to replace him with this dude because he's 30, not 54. And again, upgrade him to level 5. 6.25 ducats plus minus 12.5 construction costs because of him being level 5. So that is just, it's insane. It's actually insane. We can add to up the ask for contribution from the estates, and then we go down to 66 ducats for level 1 buildings. Oh my dude, what the hell, man? This is exactly how you're supposed to make a playing toll country, in my opinion. And with the policy we just managed to get from having trade with aristocratic, we went up to 7 merchants now, meaning we can filter in significantly more trade, making this a 49 or 50.1 ducats node, which equates to 65 ducats for us in 1507 before we even started getting the colony trade into here. I'm really having a lot of fun with the Dutch saga, and I hope you guys are too. Don't forget to leave a like so we can get the second part going. And until the next time, much love and take care of yourselves. Massive thank you to all of my patrons and channel members as well. I really wouldn't be able to do this without all your support. If anybody else wants to join, you will have a link in description.